Yeah, Kim, and right now 6,500 households are under that evacuation order from Grand Lake. According to the State Department of Public Safety, more than half of those are secondary homes. But for the people that don't have a place to stay, they can come here to the Headwaters Center, where the Red Cross will set them up with a hotel. This is the second evacuation center. The first one was at the Silver Creek Inn in Granby, but they had to move this afternoon when Granby went under a pre-evacuation alert.
Just smoke, nothing but smoke. It's pretty eerie. Hold on, might as well get this one.
Duties of a front desk job for Rachel Purcell.
In at Silver Creek, this is Rachel. How may I assist you?
Range in responsibility.
You're welcome.
From checking people in to signing out hot tubs.
You need to go downstairs here.
The job changes each day.
I do a lot here at the front desk during my shift.
But the job on Thursday was never one Rachel imagined.
And you do know that we're under a pre-evacuation here because of the fire? Okay.
She took on the task of telling her guests and residents they could be in danger from the East Troublesome Fire.
Did you lock yourself out?
She has a new role of comforting the ones who lost so much.
How are you holding up? The ranch is gone. Do all of Sea Lazy you? The ranch is gone. I'm sorry.
As the smoke blows closer than it's ever been to the Silver Creek Inn, people pack up and leave Granby.
It's only been an hour since we've been under pre-evac here.
But Rachel keeps working.
Very tough day, yes. But it's my Friday, so at least I won't have to deal with this tomorrow.
The Silver Creek Inn is her home too. Rachel owns a condo in this building.
Can I give you a hug?
And the most important job right now happens on the other side of the desk.
It's hard to know what to take and what not to take, you know. You safe down there. Okay, I love you.
It's a tough day for so many here, and for locals looking to help out, there's actually a donation drop-off just a couple miles away from here. It's at the Fraser Elementary School. Anyone that wants to help out can bring donations there. Kim?